Welcome back to the Tom's Refurb Trade Up Challenge. I'm standing in front of probably the coolest trade up car yet. This 75 Camaro powered by a Cam.5 LS. This car is badass. Let me give you a full rundown on the car and also a refresher on the rules for this trade up challenge, because I feel like you might be getting a little confused. You know how you get. Dumbass. In the most recent trade-up video, I traded my Chevy Caprice PPV for this 1975 Camaro that has a 1970 front clip swap. The car's powered by a 5.3 LM7 LS engine with a Summit Racing camshaft. The engine is controlled using a Phytech standalone wiring harness, and it's connected to a Tremec TKX 5-speed manual. It's got a 342 rear gear ratio with a spool, making it a burnout machine. If you're confused at all about the trade-up challenge, I want to make my goal as clear as possible. I need to have the best, coolest, and most valuable vehicle possible, and I need to have no money into it. That's why I've been trading laterally, allowing other people to add cash, and getting rid of parts to reduce the total amount of money I have in each trade-up. I've also given myself a budget of max $500 to invest in each car, and most of the time, I'm not even using it. If you've been following since the beginning, I started with my Cameraman's Camaro, which I paid $5,500 for, sold parts off of it, traded it for a truck owner, added cash, then I fixed the truck up, traded it for two vehicles, a Caprice PPV and a Ford F-150. I sold the F-150, fixed up the Caprice, and traded it for this Camaro. Now, when it was all said and done, I was invested into this Camaro at the start, $2,380. I will say, I have eaten up that entire $500 budget. I painted the front end and dyed the interior, which cost $100 in materials. I replaced a lot of missing chrome, which cost $400. You may notice this car also has the rally wheels back on it due to all of the comments hating the Corvette wheels. You may also notice I have the matching raised white letter Cooper Cobra tires, which I magically got for free. I bought a C10 last week, and lo and behold, it came with an extra set of wheels and two brand new Cooper Cobra tires. I'm calling them free. This car looks awesome. Moral of the story is, I have $2,880 wrapped up in this Camaro that was listed for 12 grand. And in this video, it's time to trade it up. Let's go. It has been a whole 3 weeks since we filmed anything with this Camaro, and it's finally time to trade. We have a 2-hour plus road trip to make in this lovely, overcast, cold, kind of rainy weather, but it's gonna be awesome because I believe what we're about to trade for is really, really cool and worth a lot more money. As you can see, we are not in the normal location. We have started at a friend's house, which is strategically a little bit closer to where this trade's happening, but we have to drive pretty long in the Camaro, which I'm not worried about. So let's go on another road trip. Let's go, come on. Okay, we're ready. I've checked all fluids. I've got a big water bottle. Let's hit the road. We got a comfy Camaro that has heat. We don't have a radio, but we do have a speaker. Let's hit the road, Jack. Pennsylvania back roads, I believe. I don't even know how much highway we're gonna hit, but that's honestly more fun. Unless it starts raining, because this Camaro has a spool in it, which means both rear wheels are constantly locked. So we could die, but I don't think we're gonna, but we could. So this guy just texted me kind of out of the blue after we've been driving for an hour, saying that pretty much like the headlights don't work on his car and the emergency cable is broken, and he's a little nervous about us driving it 2 hours back. And I responded with, well, the Camaro's turn signals don't work and the wiper switch doesn't work. I'm still down if you are. And then he responded with, no, maybe we better not do the trade. I don't want you to have any issues on the drive home. So I can't quite tell if he's backing out because the Camaro has issues or if he's actually worried about us. I'm not worried about us. I don't really give a f if the Corvette explodes on the way home. I mean, yeah, that would suck, but I've tried calling him twice and he hasn't answered.
We are almost an hour deep in this drive, so it's like, dude, do you want me to keep driving or not? I'm gonna call him again. Come on, dude.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
We're the ones making a trip.
To reach is not
We are the ones making the trip. That ain't cool, dude. If you don't want to trade, tell me. Wasting my time. It's a Saturday, okay? We're using our Saturday for this. Come on, dude. At least text me back. All right, I tried calling him 4 times total. No pickup. I texted him. I said, I'm not worried about the issues the vet has. If you're worried about the Camaro, I understand. I just need to know before I keep driving because we're almost an hour deep in the trip. And he finally just texted me back. Keep driving. The small issues with the Camaro don't bother me. This is sketching me out. You guys don't know this, but we were going to execute this exact trade 3 days ago on Wednesday, and the guy canceled. He flaked. He decided he didn't want to trade because he wanted to sell his car. Then 2 days later, yesterday, he texted me and he was like, hey, you know what? I'm tired of dealing with people on Marketplace. Let's do this trade. I'm taking my ad down. Let's do it. So we set it up for today. And we're less than halfway there. And he's getting flaky. I will be beyond upset. Livid, actually. If we take 2 hours and 20 minutes to drive to this guy's house and he changes his mind, that would be bad. Time is money, people. Okay? If you've learned nothing from Tom's Refurb, you must know time is money. Your time is more valuable than any other currency or object on this planet. You know what? I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit, I think. Okay? Because I want the car that we're trading for. I just texted him, okay, we're driving to you then. If you have any doubts about wanting to trade, I need to know now. Call me if you can. I doubt he's gonna call me. This guy doesn't like talking on the phone. Maybe we're gonna go to somewhere in the middle of Pennsylvania and get murdered with a hammer, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Now, if this trade were like a lateral trade or someone adding cash to make it better, I probably would have given up by now. I would have just not even attempted to waste my time, but the thing with this trade is it's worth a lot more money than this car. Now, as you guys know, I only have like $2,800 into this Camaro, but I still think this Camaro is worth 12 grand or so. This car, he had listed for 18 grand, and he had so many people bothering him about it, he got annoyed and took the ad down. So, I really want to trade for the trade-up challenge's sake. I'm just really nervous we're gonna get like another hour into this trip and he's gonna change his mind again for some God knows what reason, which would suck so bad. R.I.P. Everybody salute to an American treasure of the past. Also, there's a 4Runner 3 cars ahead of us right now that has been driving so slow for so long now. This guy right here. Making me crazy. Woohoo! We're now hitting some sort of highway. This weather kind of blows. This might be our worst weather trade-up challenge drive yet, but we're gonna remain strong. We have 1 hour left in the trip. I'm praying to God this guy doesn't text me and cancel or change his mind or something, but he hasn't in the past 30 minutes, so I'm gonna keep on cannonballing. Hope that it doesn't rain because my wipers don't work. No merge area on this highway. No problem for us. There was a cop going the opposite way when I did that. There was an officer of the law. In Mexico, of course. We made a quick stop in Mexico on the way to Pennsylvania. Just stopped real quick, top this thing off on fuel. We still have 40 minutes to go, but we're getting close. Hell yeah. That thing is very green. Very, very Booger Green. We're about 10 minutes away now, and we're actually in Schuylkill Haven, PA, which is where a lot of my family's from, so it's kind of cool. I've been here a lot growing up, and hopefully we're gonna go trade for a cool car, hopefully. We'll see. We're almost there, 2 minutes away. Now, I don't know if this guy's gonna wanna be filmed. I get the feel that he's definitely not gonna wanna be filmed, so we'll try to film a little bit when we get there of the car itself, but at worst, if we do trade, you guys will see me very shortly driving a new car. We are in the middle of nowhere. New car at? I'm sensing the location right here. I don't know if you guys see this, but I might be driving a numbers matching 427 big block 4-speed. Transmission's not numbers matching, but 4-speed 69 Corvette, which I currently have a little over $2,800 in. Don't want to pat myself on the back too soon, but might be the first person to ever say that. This trade-up challenge is awesome. Holy oh my god, this thing's awesome, dude. I can barely see around the tunnel ramp. Oh, dude. This is definitely the coolest thing we've traded yet. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not saying many things because I'm still trying to process. I thought this car was engine swapped, okay? So I showed up and I was like, I imagine it was like a 350 car or something. And he's like, oh no, it's a real 427. Numbers matching engine still in it. It does have a T10 transmission, so not the factory trans, but factory 427 is insane. It's a 69 too. It's not like a smogged out 427. This is like the real dealio. No seatbelts though, and these seats are uncomfortable. Corvette, and I've never been too picky on them, but I've always known it has to be a 4-speed. This one's a 4-speed. And the big block of 427. Don't know if you guys can read this down here. 427, 390 horsepower, 460 pound-feet of torque. That is so cool. So cool. It's gonna take me like an hour this trip to pinch myself and realize that we've actually pulled this off. It is insane. We did have that scary moment on the drive there that the guy might not trade, and in his defense, he was a very nice guy. I liked him a lot. He just didn't like dealing with people, and I think he was genuinely nervous that this car was not going to make it 2 hours home, which it very well might. I don't know. But he was really worried about us. He gave us a lot of extra parts and fluids and stuff, so he was genuinely just nervous. So I cut him all the slack. He's a cool guy, very cool guy. He's my friend now, I'll even say. On literally every single trade-up video we've done, every single one, there are a handful of comments saying, Tom, how could you trade for that? That's a trade down. Tom, why do you keep doing lateral trades? I better not see one of those comments on this video. I better not, okay? Do a quick Google search for me before leaving one of those comments, because this car's awesome. It is so awesome. I'm not flooring it yet because I don't want to break it because we're really far from home, but this car's awesome. We just made our first stop to get gas and snacks, and this thing is completely dead now. No start, no crank, nothing at all. When we went to leave the guy's house, it barely cranked and it felt like the battery was super weak, so we had to jump it to start it. And I think the battery's just junk because the charging system's working. He checked it with a voltmeter. It was 14 volts when it was running, but I think the battery is junk. So we need to find a way to start this, meaning I need to go probably buy jumper cables, hopefully in this gas station, and then I need to find somebody to jump it so that we can keep moving. And then I have to not turn it off for the rest of the trip. 5 minutes later, I went in, bought jumper cables, tried to get a jump. No success. But I think the issue is the terminal on the battery is kind of loose and crappy. So I'm trying to wiggle it, see what helps. So far, nothing. The battery's behind the seat, which is very not helpful. I'm led to believe the battery's fine. This is not great because we are stuck at a sheets. I did try to pop start it once, or twice actually, with no success. And we do have to get back to the shop before it gets dark because I have no headlights. Update, miracle. We decided to try to pop start it again and push it down a longer hill, and a random biker joined in and helped us push, and I was able to pop start it, so we pretty much just can't turn this car off, and I can't stall it. My manual driving skills need to be on par today. But we're back on the road. Oh, this thing's cool, dude. It's a cool car, man. This Corvette is driving great. We're like 40 minutes into the trip, but it is significantly louder than the Camaro. And it's also geared a lot differently because it's on 4-speed. So it makes a lot of noise. We can't hear our music as much. First highway of the trip. Look at the hood, like floating in the air. It don't matter because it opens backwards. Whatever. I won't lie. I'm very happy with this car. It's performing great. We're more than halfway home, but it is mind-numbingly loud. Cameraman and I have the speaker at full volume. We can't hear the music, and we're both going mind-numb because it's so loud in here. But that's kind of metal, I won't lie. I mean, who can complain when you're driving something like this, right?
It also vibrates a lot.
It's very vibrating, too. Okay, we are officially off the highway. I feel like my ears have to pop now. I will say, this is the coolest way to lose your hearing. Coolest imaginable way. It just got like super foggy out of nowhere. We just drove into this wall of fog. That's exciting, and it's 5:30 right now, so it's not gonna get dark too soon, but we don't have any headlights at all. So it can't get dark. And the fog is meaning it's gonna get darker a little bit sooner. We don't have lights. We only have 49 more minutes till we get to the shop though, so we should be okay, maybe. Hey, look! I see tire marks right there. Hey, that's where I pulled over about 3.5 hours ago because I didn't think that we were gonna be able to trade, but I just passed it in the trade. Sometimes it pays to take the risk. We are just now getting off of the final sort of highway back to the shop. We're like 10 minutes away, thank God. Cameraman and I's brains are rattled loose, but the car has done great. It's running good still. It doesn't have a temp gauge, so I'm just gonna say that it's fine. It's driving good, running good, feeling pretty good. I'm happy with it. Now that we're pretty close, give her one. It runs pretty good. Yeah. It's a different feeling from the Camaro. The Camaro was high RPM, kind of like scream. This is all torque. This is like a lot of torque in a very light car. It's pretty badass. What do you think, cameraman?
I like it. You're right, it is a different feeling.
Yeah, it's angry. That's badass, dude. That is so badass. I approve. I approve. All right, we've made it back pretty much. Hell yeah. Good job, new trade-up car. Okay, we're officially back at the shop, and seems fine. Sweet! My ears are ringing. Are your ears ringing?
My entire body feels weird just from like the vibrations for 2 hours.
I just turned the car off, and now all I can hear is like, oh, in my ears. It's weird to not be vibrating.
I can feel like the blood in my leg like coursing through.
Woo. This is not the car to go on super long road trips in, but it's badass.
This is it. After a long drive home, 1969 Chevy Corvette with a factory 427 big block and 4-speed. Originally it was a 4-speed, but sadly it does not have the original 4-speed in it. However, it does still have the 4-speed. This thing has a tunnel ram on it, as you can see. The whole ignition system's been gone through. It's all MSD. Everything's pretty new thanks to the guy that I just traded with. He did tons of work to this thing and it runs really, really good. All the brakes have been gone over, the rear's been gone over, it's got a new drive shaft. It's like pretty well dialed. I'm not gonna lie, I still can't hear. Like it feels weird to talk right now. We just got out of the car, I can't hear, but cameraman, give them a nice walk around. As we can see, it has not the original tail panel in it. The guy was talking about a car from Corvette Summer that had this tail panel. So at some point, somebody resto modded this and added this very unique tail panel, which does not look good compared to the factory quad tail lights. But I could graft the factory one back in. You can buy the panels, but if you remember, we have a $500 budget with each trade up that I'm trying to stick to. So we gotta be very careful on what we do. Personally, I'm not a fan of the wheels. I know rally wheels are supposed to fit like every classic Chevy in the world, but this car needs wide wheels and tires. Biggest problem on the car, clearly, is that the front end is in primer. I haven't quite decided what I'm gonna do with that. Originally, I was gonna go buy the correct paint and use a paint gun and do it correctly, but now that I've seen it in person, the rest of the paint's pretty garbage. It's peeling off in like 10 different places, so we could do our rattle can special. I gotta think on it and decide, but I don't know. This car's awesome. I honestly think it looks cooler with no hood. Like, I don't know, the hood on there, it's been drilled into multiple times, the paint's peeling off of it. It's definitely, I don't think it's a factory hood. I'm not a Corvette guy. I don't think that's factory. Maybe it is. I personally think it would be cool to take the hood off, set it aside, and then fab up some nice aluminum cover panels for the front and back to fill in the gaps. I think that could look pretty tough and show off the 427. Again, I haven't quite decided what I'm gonna do with it yet, but dude, this thing's awesome. Aiden, cameraman, can I have your thoughts?
I like it. I agree with the wheels. I agree, no hood. I think no hood would really seal the ratty, pissed off muscle car Corvette look.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. It looks super cool.
They're a hazard. A few times we've caught ourselves almost putting our hands on them to get out because it is low. It is a lot lower than you think.
Yeah, when you get out of the car, 9 times out of 10, you go to like get out and you're like, ugh, ah! It hurts. Not good. Oh yeah, we didn't show the interior either. The interior is actually pretty mint, although it's missing a headliner. Who really cares though? It's pretty nice, not too shabby.
Although it's boring, my favorite part of the car, the door handles.
That is pretty cool. I'm calling this trade up a success. I'm not touching this car anymore today. I'm gonna go try to regain my hearing. Well, my ears are now permanently damaged probably, but it's worth it because I think this is genuinely the coolest thing we've traded for yet. I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do with it yet, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna include lots of spray paint and parts I find on Marketplace. This thing needs a lot of work, but it's gonna be worth it. So please keep your eyes peeled to the best damn automotive content on YouTube to see what I do with this car, because you best bet it's probably gonna be badass. But in the meantime, guys, let me know what you thought. Did you like this trade up? Do you think I made a good move? If you said no, I'm probably gonna track your IP address and do really bad things to you. So you should agree, because this car is really cool. So I love you guys, thanks for being here. Check out the Patreon if you want to see more unseen cars. Check out tomsrefurb.shop if you want some really cool merch. And check out Speedy's Equipment if you want some really nice stainless steel mufflers, because they are in stock. And that's my company. You're supporting me. All right, guys. Love ya. Thanks for coming on this road trip. I had fun. Did you? Please say yes. Bye.